Yo, 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 YouTube. It's time for a sales day video. And I also wanted to talk a little bit about maxing out the primary store and how I'm going to operate that store going forward. So, more about that versus the additional store. I'll talk about a little bit about what I want to do with that store as well. But we'll feed that into pulling some orders. So, let's check it out. Okay, here we go. Sales for today. I'm going to pull the orders and we're going to talk a little bit about hitting that max eBay number, which I'm getting close to. I'm at almost 55,000 and I get the scanner back in a couple days. So I should be able to hit my 60,000 within the next couple weeks. I want to talk a little bit about what it's going to look like once that happens. The other thing is, again, I have to get the other cabinet in. These are the extra bags that aren't in the drawers yet, because I have to skew some other inventory, which I'm going to maybe try to do today. This is all 97 FARF stuff. I can get those done. I did finish all the 96, and then obviously some new listings as well are up there, so I actually have more bags to deal with. Kind of never ends. But I feel like I'm getting a lot closer, at least with the listing portion maxed out. But let's go ahead and take a look at some orders. First one here is a 10 card order. I have a Barry Sanders wild card base. 1991 wild card base. I had a ton of these. This is my last one. And next we've got a Mahomes, which I just recently listed. Sales have definitely picked up. I just talked about this in the last video that, it seems like things have slowed down. Now it feels like things have picked up a little bit. 11, 2, bag 2. So we need to come down here for this one. Things are picking up. I don't know if it's the holidays or, just getting into that spot in the season. There we go. That's the Mahomes we need. But either way, it feels like things are picking right back up. So it was only I was only really down in orders for like 2 weeks. Okay, next one is an Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's going to be in the box also, right here. So a lot of newer stuff I've listed has done well, which is usually the case. I'm a really good buyer, not to toot my own horn, but actually I should show you the card. This Heroes card, love Heroes. 23 Prestige. I'm a really good buyer, especially at, whatever is the current thing that I can move. So generally when I buy, I'll have a lot of sales real quick. All right, October 7, 10, 7, 3. Here we go. This one I need a CJ Stroud, so these are all the Uno cards, which have sold pretty well. You guys know me by now, I like the weird stuff, especially if it's cheap. And that's definitely the case with this stuff. Obviously the foils, do the best. Here's a Aaron Rodgers, June 1. It's going to be up here. So that's up a little bit in this drawer. 6, 1, 4. There we go. So I have a big pile of these. Do I have a big pile of these? I have a couple of these, I think. Yeah, here we go. Pretty good sized pile. These are all second year Rodgers. I bought a ton of second year Rodgers from a dealer in, I don't even remember where that show was now. But it was a while ago. A couple summers ago, it feels like. Alright, then I've got this, which is going to come out of one of those set boxes up there from Phoenix. It's a DeAndre Swift Fireburst card. All right, back to Mahomes. We got 4. I have to stand up for this one. 4/24/4 right here. So I thought it was odd that, you know, as we got a little bit into the football season, that Mahomes stuff wasn't really moving much. This is a second year Mahomes. Nice card there. But that's all starting to pick up now. So I wasn't really worried about it. It just seemed kind of odd. Normally it's like, okay, Josh Allen's having a good season. I would have like a pile of Josh Allen cards sold. I would have, you know, a bunch of Burrow, you know, the usual suspects kind of thing. Although, to be fair, Burrow's team hasn't been doing very well until the last couple of weeks, but still. All right, 8/16/9. I need a Dan Marino Sportflix card. And that's probably the biggest thing is Legends cards. That's what I tend to really focus my stock on, instead of like the hot rookie at the time kind of thing, or prospecting. So once those sales really start picking up, then I know I'm doing it right. All right, here's another one out of the box. 11/2. Where was that one? I think I just did this. Took this bag out. 11/2/2. 11/2/2. Here we go. So this is going to have a Purdy Phoenix card in it. There he is. I was excited to find some Phoenix stuff in a box. I don't usually find that too often. And I like that product. And it sells well. And then one more Barry Sanders. This is the one where it's kind of a rookie card. 10/10/2. Let's see, 10/10/2. Here we go. Kind of a rookie card, but it's not. It's a couple of years into his career, but it has him in the Oklahoma uniform. So, because this came out in 91, and this has his numbers through 88, so I don't know why, but they did that with a couple players in that set. All right. So decent sale there. Some berries, some Marinos. Getting back to more Legends. I mean, I guess you could argue at this point, Mahomes is definitely going to be a long-term legend in the NFL. All right, we got a Pro Tag card. April 10, 5. So what am I going to do once I hit that 60,000? We've talked about this quite a bit, so I don't think it's any surprise. But one thing I did yesterday was I wasn't at home. I had something I had to be at, but I did have time to work on my laptop somewhere else, so I decided to just bring the laptop. Normally I would bring like cards with me to list and things like that. I didn't want to do that in this situation. I got a bunch of vintage Star Wars here. Most of those are still in the non-sport unskewed drawer here, so I'll pick those later. I do have a few that are bagged. So anyway, so I brought the laptop and my plan was to just sit there. It was a couple hours that I had to be there waiting for someone else. So my plan was to just end listings and sell similar, and just do that for like 4 hours straight. Which obviously, you know, I didn't do it straight. I took some breaks and whatever. But anyway, that's basically what I had done for 4 hours. And I was able to relist, like, I can't remember the exact count, but it was like 3,500 cards, 3,600 cards. Which I thought was pretty smart. Because I really wanted a good sample size of do you get good sales out of doing that. 17.5. And I definitely got some sales yesterday from those relistings. I don't know exactly how many it would be. It's a little bit hard to tell unless you keep track of all the listings you were redoing. I didn't want to go that far. That would be a lot of work. And I felt my time was better spent just doing the relisting, so that's what I did. 17.5, there we go. So that's what happened. But what I found really interesting was that's going to be basically my regular plan going forward once the store is maxed, because you want to make sure you still have new listings, and you want to always try to sell, you know, old inventory and things like that. So I have this Oddest Odds card here from 1970. It's this one right here. $8 got for that one. It's not bad. Bought a big stack of this stuff and some vintage. What are those cards? I can't remember what the cards are called, but anyway, bought a big stack of those and they've done extremely well. Oh, wacky packages, that's it. Alright, now I have a Stadium Club Chrome. Salvador Perez. Got these in a giant chrome lot for real cheap. So that's going to be my strategy. When I am maxed out, I'm just going to do some relisting. There he is. Some end listings, sell similar. And then for new listings, as I'm working on new listings, if I don't have room in the current store, I'm going to add them to the second store. So I should constantly be able to keep the original store loaded, as well as be building on a new store, and keep the growth going. So what do you guys think about end listings, sell similar? Do you do that? You know, when I first started talking about I got a lot of kind of pushback on it, that, oh, it doesn't really work, doesn't do anything. Now it seems to be kind of an accepted practice, and I by no means invented the practice. I got it from, you know, resellers that are selling other things, not cards. It's really cool. Special Effects Tops, Chris Dolman, pretty cool card sold, $1.79. Another vintage Star Wars I'll have to dig out. But it feels like it's just more of a regularly accepted practice as a means to get some sales on some, especially stale inventory. Okay, got a Topps Jeter right here, $2.99. I don't think I want to sit and do 4 hours worth, you know. It's kind of nice, like if I want to get a quick set of listing done and I don't, you know, really have time or resources to list a bunch of new cards. It's kind of nice to know that I can just do some extra relist type stuff and get the business that way. Okay, now I've got 3 of these Marvel Surge Parallel cards from Platinum, which I just picked up at the shop. This was part of my shop buys. So 11.15 we need. Here's 11.15. Here we go. And I need 2 of them out of here. I need a Moon Knight and a Mighty Thor something or other. Moon Knight. And I did take an offer on these. You're just buying 3 cards at a time. It's good for the shipping portion. Here it is, Mighty Thor. Pretty cool. I actually have the silver of that too, but it's the blue Surge this buyer wanted. And then I have one more, a Magic, out of the 4 bags. Here we go. Connor Bedard rookies in the front there. It's kind of fun. So that's my goal for the new store. People have asked, you know, what do you want to do with the new one? Are you just going to keep listing stuff the way you've been listing stuff? And to some degree I will. If I have stuff to list and space in that store, sure, I'll list it. Why not? You can't sell what you don't list, right? But I'd really like to try to continue focusing on getting more stuff that I don't currently have. So a lot more non-sport, a lot more lesser known sports, you know, soccer, things like that. Here's another Star Wars card. That one's got to be pulled out of the non-labeled drawers, or non-labeled, yeah, non-labeled drawer, I guess the best way to put it. 223. We got a vintage here. We've got Pat Fisher. Let's see. I really want to get to the point where I don't have to list all the time, which is kind of why I like the solution of, okay, I want to work upstairs for a little while, or I'm going to be gone for a little while or something. I don't want to drag a bunch of cards with me. All right, well, I can just bring my laptop and do a bunch of M listings, sell similar, and still get results. And again, it continues to sell, you know, inventory that maybe didn't sell right away. Okay, I got a couple of, this doesn't seem like the right one. I guess maybe it is. Yeah, it's in here. So I got this Fireforged Steve Young. And I've got a Pulsar Debo Samuel. Likely a 49ers fan here. So that's in 1021. I think that's this one down here. 1021-3. And I originally started my bags on December 7th of the end of last year there. So I haven't even been doing this for a year. So I think I've come a super long way in that year. I'd really like to get to a point where before I hit that year mark in it, so December 7th of this year, I'd really like to at least get these cabinets entirely done, get all the stuff that isn't bagged yet bagged, and kind of consider those cabinets a completed project, if you will. And, you know, the third cabinet will be the start of the new stuff. So this is kind of a cool sale here. Another one of those platinum cards. I knew these would do well. 50 cents a piece before discount, so probably like 40 cents. I don't get a lot of discount from a card shop due to overhead and all that. But anyway, $7.19 for that. So nice sale. All right, then we got an 86 Tops, which is not skewed either, but that's going to be a pretty quick pick. So I think I'm just going to grab that right now. It's a yellow card, can't really miss it. It's the Bengals. It's got Boomer Esiason on it, which is the real draw. There it is. It's right there. We got that one. And that was probably $1.99, I'm guessing. No, $2.99. So not a bad sale there. Another Star Wars. This one is skewed, so we'll grab it. Early, January 30th. Bag 3. So early on to my bagging. Let's see, 30, bag 3. I gotta dig this one out a little bit. It's in the back. There we go. So right on the front, it's a Darth Vader sticker card. Pretty cool. Star Wars continues to do well. Definitely something I will keep a focus on when I find good stuff at good prices. Got a $20 sale. I don't see a lot of those in recent times. Money seems to be a little bit tighter clutched by the buyers. 227.24. Here we go. But it's this Erling Holland refractor. Here we go. From Topps Chrome. From a big Erling Holland lot I bought a while ago, but I got 20 bucks for that card. I like that. 27.24. There we go. And I plan to make the second store look basically just like the current store. And that's on purpose. I want to keep my brand as it is. Nobody really cares what your username is. It doesn't matter if you have multiple stores in the same name. But I wanna keep that brand. I want to keep things looking the same. I'm gonna send newsletters. You know, I have to kind of start over with like followers there and stuff, because obviously, you know, I don't really have any yet, but that's okay. That'll build over time, and you know, I'll eventually get like business cards for it or whatever, and we'll just keep working on it. It'll give me the other store will just run and be successful, and then the new one will just continue to build as the original is maxing out on a regular basis. Okay, I have my last beam team, Saya Suzuki, $5 for that, $4.99. And then once I totally build that store, oh, and I did have someone ask me, well, why didn't you get 2 cabinets? You have 2 cabinets for your current store, you could get 2 cabinets for your new store. Well, first of all, it's not like you can just run down to Home Depot and buy one of these cabinets. So I didn't really find another one. And the other thing is, there's a lot of the cards in these drawers, because of the way I was buying back then. There's a lot more cards than what's actually listed as individual cards in the store. So Evan Stewart from Leaf, I got this whole pack for $1. Love that buy back in the spring. So I'm not like opposed to adding yet, you know, one more cabinet should I need it, but I don't know for sure if I'm going to need to. That new store is going to be, there isn't going to be a ton of like big quantity listings, where that's where things really expand out. So there might be 100,000 cards in this cabinet, but only 60,000 listings, because there's multiples of a lot of the cards, if that makes sense. So that's the thought there is, okay, well, if I'm not doing these larger multiples, I mean, there's some cards in here where I have like 50 copies of it, 100 copies of it, or more. I don't really buy that stuff that way, unless like it's a super amazing deal. Here we go. We got a Simpsons card. So I don't really see that culminating in what I have here as far as, you know, let's just call it extra quantity, because I have so many multiples. All right, we got July 6/3. Here we need a team checklist vintage. This is Pittsburgh, I think. Yep, Pittsburgh Pirates right there. Nice card from 81 Tops, $2.99 for that. And I really want to focus a lot more on vintage buys, you know, whether it's base cards or name players or Hall of Famers or whatever. I really want to spend time building more vintage and non-sport are going to be the 2 biggest focuses going forward. 9/6. One of the thoughts for me on that, on why I want to do that, is it's very saturated in the sports card selling realm, meaning there's a lot of sellers on there, and I feel like there's a few less buyers, or the buyers get spread out more. So maybe a better way to put it. Here we go. Kerry Wood, SP Future Watch, really cool card, $2.99. There's a lot more platforms for sports cards, and you know, there's grading and there's slabs and there's all this stuff, which is a good thing, but it spreads the buyers out a little bit too, and it's harder. You have to try to be on all the platforms, which is so hard to manage with a large amount of inventory, and just doesn't kind of make a whole lot of sense. So, okay, here's Ichiro, Trophy Hunters. So I'd like to really put a focus on those 2 things that don't really sell in very many other platforms. I don't see a lot of vintage sales on other platforms, and I don't see, there really isn't another platform for non-sport other than like TCG. But regular, like non-sport vintage cards, there is not a place for that. Oops. So I've got another vintage Star Wars card here, but this one I should be able to pull pretty quick. It's just a sticker. I don't have a ton of the stickers, so it should be able to grab that. So it should be right in here. EI. The letter stickers do pretty well. There we go, EI. In fact, that might be my last letter sticker. I definitely need to pick up some more vintage Star Wars. I feel like I'm saying that a lot lately. Alright, here's a card I just listed. Walter Payton. I need 1125. Here we go. Pretty cool card. This is 1985 Topps Bears card, but it's got Walter Payton on it. Just got this from that card shop buy. There we go. So paid 40 cents for it, sold it for $4.99. And for the current store, my focus for this new year is going to be a lot more on, I need 11,524 right here. So another platinum card. Another magic. It's another magic card. Magic. I don't know what color it is. I had a bunch of stuff of other colors because I bought a ton at the, there it is, red one. I bought a ton of those at the National. Since I just got some from that card shop and was listing them, and there was good eyes on them and things were selling, I figured I should probably list the ones from the National right away and keep those sales going, which has worked. But I really want to continue to build the current store into cards that sell for more money. Keep the same volume as far as like number of cards, but increase the value of those cards. So instead of a lot of, $1.99 cards and that kind of thing, I want to focus more on $3 cards, $5 cards, that kind of thing. Here's a 1990 classic WWF Hillbilly Jim card. Got those cards for free, so that worked out nice. Got $1.59 for it. Not great, but again, just kind of free money, easy to pull. Got a sale. Can never underestimate the value of just getting a sale. Number 7. So got another Sonic card here. Actually sold 2 of them, and these are 2 of the. A lot of these are stickers, but there is some of the board ones in here. Here we go. There's 2 right here. Green Hill Zone. $3.98 for those. $3.98. Started listing some Terminator 2 film cell cards yesterday. So I'm definitely still putting non-sport into this store, but I want to make it quite a bit of a focus on the new store. 428.2. 428.2. Here we go. Some Sport Kings. These are ones I got out of a box. I bought like a box set. Here he is. EC3 sold for $2.99. It's kind of ironic because I actually have, I don't know where it is right now, but I have an EC3 auto that I pulled out of one of those Leaf wrestling boxes. And I was going to list it, and then right as I was thinking about it, I sold that base card, which has been here for a while. It's not like I just got this card. But it's kind of funny how that stuff works sometimes. Okay. Now we got a couple of Ninja Turtles cards from the Cybercell stuff. And those are going to be brand new. I know I just listed those. Bag 5. 1155. There's 1155. 1154. 114. Oh, it must be up here yet. Yeah, there it is. Didn't even get it into the box yet. Actually, I can put these in here right now. Add these bags to the box. 1154 maybe? Yeah, here they are. We found them. They were in 4. I don't know why I labeled it 5 on there. Hazard of the job sometimes. Okay, here they both are. So a couple of super rare turtles. I got Donatello and Michelangelo. Those sold for 15 a piece. So get those out the door. Alright, we got another 2018 Mahomes. So one sold, triggered another sale. 424.4. Where's 24? Here it is. So we're going to pull the other Mahomes out of here. I know it's the last card in the bag. Here we go. $7.19 for that one. Nice sale. On a second year Mahomes. I'm looking for more second year Mahomes, that's for sure. So keep an eye out. I'm really looking forward to finally getting to the 60K on this store and just being excited to get to another step, you know, in growth, where it just feels like you kind of start the store and you get a few sales and you list a few cards and then you know buy some more and you add, you know, that's fun doing that early build. And then it kind of feels draggy for a while because it's so many listings. It takes so much time to get to 60,000 listings. So I'm at the point where I'm just really excited to kind of complete that process to some degree. I mean, obviously it's a continuous thing. Here's a shredder for $5. Pulled a couple of them out of those packs, so it's just the base one. So it'll be nice to be like, okay, I've got that part done. I just have to do my end listings, sell similar, and you know, as things will sell, keep some stock going into it, but I don't have to focus on, you know, getting thousands of listings in there at a time kind of thing. 1142. Here's another one out of those bags. Love this card. It's one of my favorite cards of Shaq, just because it's so 90s. I've sold this card a whole bunch of times. Got this out of the 50-cent box at the shop. But what I really liked about this one is it's actually the electric court parallel, so I knew there'd be extra money in it for that. And that sold for $4.49. I think I sold the regular one last time for like $2.99, so get a little premium with the electric court. I was asking $4.99 and got $4.49 on an offer. Okay, we got another vintage. This is 218.24, so that's going to be here. 24.5. Yeah, so as I'm, you know, if I'm putting a focus on buying for the second store, that kind of thing. Here we go, Jack Snow, sold for $4. That's where my focus will be. Okay, non-sport cards. Okay, vintage, you know, commons and things. There were some vintage in the boxes at the shop that I bought out of. More vintage than what I bought. But there was stuff that I really had to buy, like stuff I knew would sell right away, like that Shaq card with electric court. So, you know, I wanted to kind of stay in my budget too, so I left some of that there. And there isn't going to be many buyers for common vintage baseball anyway at a shop like that, so I'm not too worried that I'll be able to go back and pick stuff up if I need it. Here's a Don Mattingly Stadium Club for $1.99. So that'll probably be my next local buy. I am going to a show this weekend, a newer show up north where we don't really have a lot of shows. Sold another one of the wild card haunted cards that I just picked up. So that's going to be fun. It's a show that's got like other stuff at it, collectibles and things. So I'm hoping that plays into my favor and I can find some non-sport stuff. You know, maybe a toy dealer that doesn't normally do cards will have a bunch of cards out there at a good deal. There he is, Anthony Richards, Haunted Hits. And that sold for $15. Plus shipping, because that one I have to ship in a padded envelope. I'm doing that now. I'm adding shipping to any of those cards that's going to be a package instead of pricing them higher. Okay, and we got a bunch of Sports Illustrated for Kids order. Some of it is bagged, some is not, so we'll just pull the bagged ones. But I'm going to go to that show, and again, that's still going to be my focus. I'm going to be looking for a lot of non-sport and, you know, vintage if I can find it. Of course, this is the last bag in a row. And hopefully I have some luck with that. If not, I went to check out a new show. I'm going to try to do some recording there. Kind of show you this new show and what I find or don't find. That's the thing about filming at a show. It's so random, right? You never know what's going to be there for the most part. But there was going to be a show in the other direction, same amount of distance and time to travel, but it was going to be south of me instead of north of me, and that show actually got canceled. And I was considering going to that one too, so I kind of liked it now because I'm hoping that some dealers, you know, picked up tables and stuff at this other show, since the other one was canceled. They still have a show to do, so we would have more card dealers set up there. All right, let's see, where is this? It's called a card show, so I mean that's still the main focus of it there. And this isn't their first one. They've done a couple of these, I think, or maybe this is the second one. I'm not too sure. I don't follow it that closely, but that's usually a good sign. Probably had decent turnout, sold a good amount of tables, that kind of thing, and it'll just get me to a different spot. I'm hoping to see some different dealers, you know, maybe some non-professional dealers, you know, some more just people selling what they have, or here we go, Antonio McDice. A lot of random players in this buy, but it's mostly Sports Illustrated for kids. Well, it's all Sports Illustrated for kids. Which I love it when a bunch of random Sports Illustrated for Kids stuff sells, because I have to buy it in, well, I shouldn't say I have to, but I like to buy it in big lots to get good prices. And so when I can get, you know, bigger sales and get some chunks out the door, it starts opening it up to make another buy. And you got a Carlos Gonzalez. I don't even know who that is. But that's the card that sold. So, good deal. Some of those cards, it feels like, well, these are never going to sell, but they will. You know, price them right. You know, offer deals on quantities, things like that, and you'll get buyers for all that stuff. Okay, a few that are not bagged, and then we've got this Juan Pierre. I remember Juan Pierre from the Rockies. I think this is a Rockies fan, because that was what the Carlos Gonzalez card was too. So it's in this one here. 1624. The first one. Here we go. Yeah, so I'll try to film that and take you guys with me a little bit to that one. There's another Dante Bichette. I bet that's one of them too, because I remember. Yeah. So that's out of it too. Dante Bichette, another Rockies. Where was I now? This one, Juan Pierre. So I got a couple out of one bag. That's always nice. There he is, Juan Pierre. Hopefully my strategy works. I don't think there'll be quite as many regular value box buyers at that show, again, because it's in a different area than most of the shows normally are. And some of the dealers, you know, that I normally see at shows didn't even know that show was going on. So not sure if that's good or bad. As far as the dealer side goes, but if they're booking out the venue and a lot of the regular dealers that I see aren't going, to me that's a good thing for me, because that means that there's probably going to be dealers that I haven't seen, which can be, like I said, an advantage. All right, here we go. Joe Sakic for the Avalanche. So another, it's definitely a Colorado fan here. And I think I just have a couple more that are still bagged. Actually, I have quite a few that are bagged in this order, thankfully, because Sports Illustrated for Kids is kind of a pain to deal with in the non-skewed stuff. 221. What do we need? 21, 2. So that's going to be back here. So I'm looking forward to that show. I haven't been to a show in a few weeks. Not necessarily needing to buy, but you always want to be looking, and especially if it's things that I don't normally get at shows. That's encouraging for a buy as well. Hopefully prices are in line. That's a little bit more affluent area, I guess is a good way to put it. It's a big vacation spot. So I don't know what that means for it. There he is, Alex Tangway. I don't know what that necessarily means for it price-wise, but I feel like I could get some good prices being the show that it is. There's Chris Webber for Sacramento. Doesn't really fit the MO here of the Colorado stuff, but that's fine. Buy my Chris Webbers. I'm fine with that. 21 big 2. 21 big 2. Okay. And we need 4, 14, 7. Oh, they're out of order here a little bit. There it is. I needed Jake Plummer. There he is. Broncos. So again, Denver fan. Or Colorado fan, I guess, is what we were playing on earlier with the other athletes. And we need a Rasheed Wallace for the Blazers. 10-8. It's going to be here. 10-8-7. Then the following week, so that's this weekend's plans, as well as, of course, listing stuff, shipping, you know, all the things that way. There's Rasheed Wallace. Then next week's plan is there is a show in Appleton. That same area that this other show that was canceled was going to be in. South, half hour south of me or so. So I'm excited for. I haven't been to that show in a little bit, so I always find good stuff there. Yeah, it's a smaller show, but there's always quality, I guess. That's how I want to say it. And so I'm looking forward to that one. I haven't been there in a bit. Still looking for kind of the same stuff. I'll be looking for non-sport, vintage, and then just better price stuff. Here we go. Larry Walker, Colorado Rockies. Probably a little bit higher price stuff on like dime boxes and that, but I say that all the time, but there's a lot of times where I just find really good dime boxes and that stuff sells. And if there's cards in it that I can't sell, I have my buyer that buys like my fun packs. I'll make fun packs for him, and he'll buy those and doesn't really care what's in it, as long as it's kind of an even distribution and there's a shiny card in it. It's stuff for kids basically. So I feel like I always have an out, you know, if I buy a card for a bunch of cards for, you know, 5 cents a piece out of dime box, it's 8 cents a piece, you know, whatever it ends up being with a quantity discount, or if I buy the whole box at a really good deal, I can pick out the stuff that I can sell and make decent profit on, and then the rest can simply go in those pack boxes and brought to that buyer with a quick turn. All right, there's one more Sports Illustrated for Kids here. It says Felix Hernandez. That is not bagged, so I'll pull that in a little bit. So that's it for the orders for today. I do have a good size order that I just got. Oh, actually I did pull that one. The one with the berries and the Mahomes and the Amon-Ra and stuff. So that actually doesn't have to be shipped till tomorrow, but that's going to do it for this video. Thanks again so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. Please like, subscribe, share the video, and remember, you can't sell what you don't list. We'll see you again soon.